Hey guys, welcome to another lecture. This is going to be really exciting. Why? Because today we are going to work on the React Beautiful DND library that allows us to perform drag and drop operations on the tickets. So without wasting any time, let's head over to the library. So you can search this thing, React Beautiful DND, and it is, open source library provided by Atlassian. And this is something really cool because you can drag and drop items and it works really well out of the box. Okay, and it is really very easy to implement as well. So if you want to check a small tutorial, so these guys have a free course on egghead.io, and this would take you to this free video where they have bunch of tutorials on the same React Beautiful DND. So you can check this out, or if you're not interested, maybe you can just continue with this particular video and you'll eventually understand how the React Beautiful DND works. Alright, so let's close this and head over to the library. Alright, so let's start with installation. So how do we install this? Let's check this on, let's search React Beautiful DND npm. Yes, so there's one call out that the maintenance and the support for this library has been put on a halt. So Atlassian no longer maintains this particular library, and that is why it has some issues with the latest version of React 18. So you can check out this particular issue on React Beautiful DND around is this support in React 18, and bunch of people have called out that you can remove the strict mode and use it that way. But if you remove the strict mode, then it would not be beneficial because all the rules and regulations would be gone and your application would be at a risk. So removing strict mode is not a perfect solution. Instead, what we will be doing, we will be using a really cool alternative. Not really alternative. There's some guy over here, okay, Exhale, who worked on this particular library and released a React 18 version for the same, and they called this as Hello Pang DND. So this is really awesome. Okay, but we'll use this at the last. Alright, because I really want to show you guys the error which we get when we perform when we use React Beautiful DND on the React 18 version. So I'll create a new terminal, save this, and perform yarn add React Beautiful DND. It will install everything. Meanwhile, what we have to do is we have to look out for the documentation of 3 components. So if you scroll down, you will see these components, which is drag drop context, droppable and draggable. Drag drop context wraps a part of the application where you want to have drag and drop functionality. For example, this whole board is our drag and drop context. Okay, then this is droppable, an area that can be dropped into. Okay, what is a droppable? For example, if I take you to a live version, okay, so if I put it over here, then this particular block, okay, this whole vertical block is a droppable. Okay, it is a place where we can drop our components. Okay, and there is draggable, anything that can be dragged around. So this particular ticket, this is a draggable component. Okay, very simple. So we have three major areas. One is the drag and drop context. We have droppable, which is the vertical strip, and we have this draggable, which can be dragged around. Okay, so we have to focus on 3 parts, and we can start with looking at the APIs. First of all, we have to make the context. Okay, we have to create a boundary around where we can perform drag and drop operations. So this would be, first of all, we will import drag drop context from React Beautiful DND. Okay, and I will come to my page, and where exactly we have to now put it, because this board would become a client component, that is for sure. Okay, right now it is a server component, I understand, but this will eventually become a client component. Okay, I'll show you how. So I'll not make any changes to it right now. So this board is coming from components/board. So this is the board component. All right, where we are rendering the items, we are rendering the columns. Okay, so over here only I will insert my drag drop context, and there are a bunch of handlers. Okay, and they have this drag drop context tag. We have this drag drop context. So this whole component is a draggable, is our playground area. So I'll do something like drag drop context like this. Okay, and I will move everything inside it like this, and it is complaining that on drag end is missing, and what else is missing? Okay, on drag end is a necessary prop. Okay, that, so we will not be utilizing, or there is no use case around on before capture, before drag end. We only need to focus upon on drag start, on drag end. Okay, so on drag start we really don't have to perform anything. On drag end is the place where we have to deal with stuffs. Okay, so we will create one handler for on drag end. So this would be one component, one function on drag end, and this on drag end would contain the result. Okay, so let me quickly grab the function over here. So on drag end is over here, and this is the on drag end responser type. You can import it from React Beautiful DND. Okay, this is a type, so this is not it. So import type from React Beautiful DND. Okay, so because this was a type, and over here we have to pass on drag end. So this would be triggered whenever we have finished dragging. Okay, when the drag has completed, and I will say console.log, maybe I can add my name Vedant and say drag end, and I will log the results. Okay, simple as that. Nothing is being complained till now. And now if I take my application, check my application where it is, and here we go. As expected, create context was in client components. We have to use client and something, because under the hood this is a context, and context is a part of client. Okay, we can't use it for server components. So now we are at a stage where the board can no longer be a server component. It has to be a client because of the use case, and it is totally fine, because this particular part is not related to anything to SEO or page rankings, and having client component is justified. So this is use client. Let's save this and let's head over to the application, and ideally nothing should be broken. Everything should work fine. Let's just wait for it to compute, and voila, everything looks good. And is nothing would happen because we don't have the droppable and draggable environments right now. So our agenda would be to create droppable and draggable parts. So we have the drag drop context. Okay, and yep, all right. So now let's think about what should be our droppable area. Our droppable area is each vertical strip. So where exactly are we rendering that strip? This particular column. Okay, this particular column is that strip. So we would now check the API. Where is that? Okay, so we are okay with this particular thing, drag drop context. Now let's check the droppable. Okay, this is the droppable area. So I have to import droppable from React Beautiful DND. So this would be over here, imported over here, droppable. This is droppable. All right. And I will wrap everything in a droppable. So this would be droppable. Let me close this and it will start complaining. That is fine. And something like this. And I can just use some cool brackets so that it saves me with a lot of trouble. So we can move this inside. This is okay. Let's save this. And yeah, it will still complain, but let us check what it is complaining. Missing key iterator. Yep, it needs a key. So let's provide this a key. Key would be column ID. Simple as that. And this no longer needs a key because we have another item. So let's put this. And what it is complaining? It is now complaining that droppable props gave the following error. Type element is not okay. So let us check. Are we missing something? So once we have given this droppable tag, it gives us a render props. Okay, it gives us a render prop stuff. So whatever children is being passed, it comes in this particular stuff. This is amazing. So we have to render this. Okay, we have to use this. This is render props. Okay, this is render props pattern. So over here, we have to add this, and we need brackets, and inside this we have to now render our div tags. Save this. And most of the error is gone. Now it is complaining that droppable ID is missing. So it needs a droppable ID. Okay. Does it needs a droppable ID? Yes, it needs. So let's pass this a droppable ID. And droppable ID, my friends, is nothing but column ID, a unique identifier it needs. Okay. Let's save this and let us check if everything looks good. Still we won't be able to move stuffs because again draggable is not present, and you can see that we got error. So support for default props will be removed. Okay, that is something else. Extra attributes provided .innerRef has not been provided with the HTML element. Okay, have we not followed the steps completely? And yeah, we have. So once whatever parent you have to pass this particular ref. Okay, so I will respectfully provide the ref, and we have to provide the droppable props. Okay, so we can provide the droppable props over here. Let's save this and let's refresh. Okay, now let's see what are the errors which we get. And by the way, these errors are only in the development environment. They won't show up on the prod. Okay, those errors are gone now. Are they? Yeah, those errors are gone. And still the drag and drop is not happening because we don't have the draggable part. So we have to create a draggable component. So what is a draggable component? Let us quickly see. So we are fetching ticket. Okay, and we are rendering the ticket. So this ticket is our draggable stuff. Okay, so we have to deal with draggable cards. So let me check this 1 second. So let's import draggable. So let's check the API. Import draggable. So what is a draggable component in our use case? It is nothing but the tickets. Okay, tickets are draggable. So I will wrap my whole component draggable. So we have draggable. Now we'll move our component inside it, and this again gives us the some properties that we will use. So we will do something like this, and like this, and I will move everything inside it. Let us save. And what else it is missing? It needs a draggable ID, okay, and index. So draggable ID would be ID. Have we given the ticket ID? We have not given the ticket ID. So let me give additional props, ticket.id. okay, save this, and we add ID as a string, and I extract the ID. This would be ID, okay. And what else? It needs an index, okay. So what is an index over here? Must be unique within a droppable, and must be consecutive, something like 0, 1, 2 and not 1 to 8. Okay, so we need a consecutive index. So how exactly now we can use this? So over here, my friends, we have map, okay. So the second parameter provided by JavaScript of the map is index, okay. We can totally leverage this. So I can do something like index equals to index, and I am going to form a number on the index. I can extract the index and pass index as it is. These guys are really cool. Now we have this provided and snapshot. So what else can we do? Yep. So we have to come back and copy these guys. Okay, these are ref, draggable props, and drag handler props. So we have copied it, and I am going to paste it over here. Let's save this, and let's come back to the application. And again, yeah, it is complaining about, it is trying to make it a server component, which is not allowed. So again, this would become use client. Save this, and let's wait for it to compile, and let's see if anything breaks. So let's quickly compile this. Come on, guy, get compiled. And yep. Okay, so now are we able to drag stuffs? No. Now you can see that it is complaining a setup problem was encountered, invariant failed, draggable ID this, okay, unable to find drag handle. Okay, that is something causing issue. Okay, invariant failed every time we do this, and it is just not working. So this is a major setback, that it is not working with React 18. And maybe over here, if you check, it says placeholder could not be found, please sure to add provider.placeholder, okay, and bunch of issues they talk about. So how exactly, so let me just quickly confirm if I didn't miss anything. So we have given in a ref, props, and everything. Yep, everything was given, nothing is missing, and still this is not working. So now what we have to do is we have to get some help, and we can totally leverage hello. Let me open this for you as well. So this is a DND, okay, created by a really cool guy, Hello Pangea. And again, yeah, this is I think a forked repo. That is why you can see all the documentation of the React Beautiful DND here as well. The installation is really easy. Okay, just we need to copy this part. Okay, and meanwhile do give this a read. Okay, just don't blindly follow whatever I'm saying. Do give this a read. Okay, and let me come back and just hit yarn add, hit enter. And what this guy is telling, that replace all imports of React Beautiful DND with Hello Pangea DND. That's it. All right, we'll do this. And should we remove React Beautiful DND because we already have a forked part over here? So yarn remove React Beautiful DND. Bye bye, tata, goodbye. And what we have to do is we just have to replace React Beautiful DND with this hello Pangea DND and whatever name he has. No disrespect, but yep, this is what I can see. And let's come back to the application, and you can see that those errors quickly just went away. Let me refresh and see, and hardly any issue, right? Just one. And oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, see, this is really cool. Okay, yeah, this is not working right now. This we have to fix. Okay, what we have to fix exactly, because we have not done the handling. So yeah, this warning you can ignore, but let's check the log. Okay, once the drag happened, we got some really cool data. Okay, we got a destination ID, we got the source ID. So source means that from where it started and where it landed, and we also got destination index. Okay, let me show you what I mean to say. For example, I have a source of to do. Okay, my index would be something like 0, 1, and my target would be in progress, and let's say I want to target it at position somewhere here, or maybe over here, or maybe over here. Let's target 0. So if I target it like this, okay, and just remove everything. Now let's check the log. It says that you wanted to put the element on the 0th index. Okay, this was the ID where you wanted to add. This was your source. Key, you were from 1, you started from 1 and you wanted to add it to over here. Okay, now let's check if it works with this ID. Do we get 1 this time? So we have destination and we get 1. Okay, this is cool. Now we can leverage this to create some logic. Yeah, we can leverage this to create some logic. And how will this work? Let me show you. Now let's come back to the part where we have left the handle. So these were the board tickets. Okay, these were the board tickets. Now we have to reshuffle. Not exactly, but a controlled reshuffling. How it can be done? It is again simple. So once you have everything, you have source, you have destination, you have the target index. That's all you need. So over here, what I have to do is, firstly, I'll have to create a derived state, something like tickets, set tickets. Okay, and use state, and I'll pass board tickets. Okay, and over here, instead of iterating over board tickets, I have to iterate over my variable tickets. That's one thing. And we get the ticket data. Okay, and from there only we are rendering the ticket component. Okay, this is fine. Alright, now we have to create some logic to set the tickets. Okay, let's start doing this. First of all, first thing first, we have to create a copy. So I'll do something like const current tickets equals to does the ticket contains nested array? How much data do we contain? So we have assigned user also. We have assigned user. We have to take care of this. So we can do something like JSON dot parse. Okay, and JSON dot stringify, and I pass tickets. Okay, we have current tickets. Now my logic, my intuition is saying that I iterate over this array, and you have the ticket ID, okay, which you want to update, okay, the position of, okay, you get the ticket ID. Now you iterate over the array. Once you find that ticket ID, okay, and you just update the array, okay, you just update the array, okay. I'll show you how. So I'll say something like const updated tickets would be current tickets dot map ticket. Okay, now so let's quickly have the logs as well. Now I have to firstly identify the ticket that needs to be updated. So where we have this draggable ID, okay, the ticket ID which was dragged is over here. And how I'm very sure about this, because in the ticket this draggable ID is ticket ID only, okay. So we are sure on this. So firstly I will get my ticket ID that needs to be dragged. So where was the logic? Yep. So I do something like if ticket dot ID is equals to result dot draggable ID, okay, then return, we kind of destructure the ticket property, everything. Then we have to update the column, okay. For example, this add unit test ticket was part of to do. Now after the update it would be part of in progress, okay. That's what we have to do. So since this is in progress, so this would be a new column ID, so the board column ID needs to be changed. So if you check this board ticket, we have the response, the board column ID needs to be updated. So I will update my board column ID, or maybe I can copy this from over here, paste it, okay. Now board column ID would be target droppable ID, okay. So destination dot droppable ID, okay. So this would be something like result dot destination dot droppable ID. Simple. Yep, this works. And we have to also update the position, okay. Right now position is 2, so we have to also update the position. Let me copy this position. Oh, the server got disconnected. No, do not. Oh, it terminated. Anyways, yarn dev. So position would be result dot index, okay, result dot destination dot index. So result dot destination dot index, okay. Yep, this is it. And if the test case, if things don't match, then return ticket, okay. We have done this. And yeah, there are more cases, I know. I just want to cover one case at a time so that you guys don't feel overburdened. Now just perform set tickets and update the tickets, okay. What it is complaining, has type any, yeah, I know. Now let's refresh. Okay, now let us see if we are able to put this over here. We were able to put it, but something didn't feel right. It got appended at over here. That is something not I wanted. So let's refresh and check this again. It worked somehow, okay, it did work, but not as expected. So add unit test, if I add it over here, it is coming at top. Now why it is coming at top? So if you notice, once I add anything on the top, the other items, they have to be shifted downwards one position down, Okay, that is one thing. And are we really sorting okay, are we really sorting the tickets based on position? I really don't think so, because if you see uh, fetch ticket for column, and inside fetch ticket dot column we fetch the ticket, but we didn't sort them based on the position. Okay, that is one thing. So I have to firstly do a sort, and this will do in ascending order. Okay, but on what parameters is the question. So if I say I want to sort on position, then I have two elements. Okay, and if I want to sort them based on position in ascending order, I just have to do a dot position minus b dot position. That's it. Okay, now let's see. Oh, did you notice this? It automatically got adjusted. But the problem over here would be, although this might work over here, okay, it might work over here that, okay, now we have sorted. Now you can see the tickets in the correct ordering. Earlier they were not in the correct order. The issue is that, so this fix homepage is having index 1. This login issues is also having index 1. The moment I drag this over here, it got appended. It looks fine, but under the hood, the ordering is something like position 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1. But instead, it has to be 0, 1, 2. That's what we want. So we have to increase the indexes of all the following tickets. Okay, what I mean by that is, once we get the ticket ID, now I do if else, if what has to be done. So we have to match all the tickets. Firstly, we have to identify if this particular ticket is part of in progress or not. Okay, in progress is our destination column. So firstly we have to, so do we have the board, we have the board column ID. So I will do something like if ticket dot board column ID is equals to result dot destination dot droppable ID. Okay, and the ticket position, okay, the current ticket position, we are talking about all the following tickets, okay, after the update. So before update, fix home was over here. After update, it will be over here. All the tickets below the fix home would be addressed. Okay, their position will be increased by 1. So if ticket dot position should be greater than equal to result destination index, okay, and what it is complaining is possibly undefined. Why? Anyways, so we have to again deal with this thing. We have ticket board column ID would not be changed. The position will be increased to 1. The position would be increased to 1, although visually it wouldn't create any visual difference. Okay, this logic wouldn't create any visual difference, but it will help us when we integrate this with API. Okay, we have to obviously send this arrangement on the backend as well. Okay, that is really important. So ticket dot position plus 1. Now, are we missing anything? We are missing on the guys. From where the ticket was pulled off. Okay, the ticket was pulled off from over here. All the tickets that are below, that were below fix home, their position needs to be subtracted by 1. Okay, you see the chronology. Okay, aap chronology samajhiye. So this is really exciting. Now I'll write my logic from scratch. So else if ticket dot board column id is triple equals to result dot source. Now we have to deal with source. Okay. Not over here. Result dot source dot droppable id. Okay. And ticket dot position. Okay, ticket ka position will be greater, should be, if it is greater than result dot source dot index. Simple. कि fix home के बाद की जितने tickets हैं that I have to pick. Okay, that is what I wanted to address. So result dot I forgot, result dot source dot index. If this is the case, then I just have to do this -1. Simple. Why it is complaining? Yeah, I don't understand. And yeah, if it is complaining about the types, I just have to do something like board ticket with user and all error must be gone. Hooray. Yep. This looks awesome. Let's refresh. Okay, so we have done refresh and let's try to perform a drag and it got added. If I drag it over here, again it got added. If I put end testing over here, alright. If I put end testing here, alright. Add unit test over here, perfect. This logic is amazing. Now you might have noticed that once I move my draggable item, the droppable area gets highlighted. How did we do this? Okay, that is also something we have to do. This is achievable using snapshot. So let's come back. Remember this particular prop which we didn't use, and we want to highlight the column area. So this can be achieved using classes. So firstly, I will wrap this over here like this, then add brackets, then use cx. Class names is not imported, so I'll do import cx from class names. Okay, where were we? Yep, over here. And I'll create an object, then a styled class, and this would be so the style that we have to use is this. Let me grab this and paste over here. It is background board drop. Okay, it is already there in the design system, you don't have to worry about it. Now if snapshot dot is dragging over is true, this class will get applied. Okay, simple. Now let's come back, let's refresh. Come on. Yep. Now the moment I move this, you can see that it is getting highlighted. Okay, this is getting highlighted and this looks really awesome. Okay, this looks really awesome, trust me. So we have implemented the client side drag and drop of the tickets. That is done. Our next steps would be to integrate backend with this so that backend is also synced. And again, there would be challenges because we have to update positions in bulk. Okay, that may be the case. So yeah, this is exciting. So let's end this video over here. This was all the clients. The next video would be around making changes on the backend so the API is also in sync with the client. Okay, so this was all in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.